Going on, your boy Easy, most unknown Easy old soul, coming back to y'all again. January 19th is 365 days drop. Coming back at y'all with another one. My apologies from that last one. Yeah, I was upset. You know what I'm saying? I was upset that my boys lost, but still bear down. Still, still, still. I'm gonna rep that. That's my boy Night Owl exclusive. He made both of these. You know what I'm saying? Well, he gonna be coming at y'all soon. But I do appreciate the views and everything. I just had to get that off my chest earlier. You know what I'm saying? So my bad for the cussing and stuff like that. Because I'm trying to keep it as professional as possible. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with that and just knowing where we could have went with it, and what we could have did, it did kind of upset me a little bit. Nonetheless, I want to come at y'all today because I had a question, and it's kind of been, I think I probably maybe already somewhat addressed it, but I want to ask y'all a question of, what do you think a masculine man is? Because I did the two drops on the Corey Holcomb versus Anton Daniels thing, and appreciate the views on those. I kind of talked about everything with them clashing and everything like that, and it seems like for us as black men, the masculinity thing kind of goes as far as where you want to take it. You know what I'm saying? Where you want to take it, what you want to do with it. My bad, y'all. Uh, and what I mean is, it's like you really can't be who you want to be as a black man. And I'm not saying you got to be tough. I'm not saying you shouldn't respond to threats of violence lightly or anything like that. But I'm saying as a black man, it's just very hard to be us and be appreciated in a way where we don't have to be a certain stature, right? Ah, my bad, y'all. So here's what I mean. As a white person, from what I see, white people growing up, yes, they get bullied. They get bullied. I give it to you. Guys of every culture get bullied. But us as black men, we understand that our us being bullied is taken up a notch, because we can be bullied on so many ends, right? We could be bullied by our community, we can be bullied by the next community, we could be bullied by any community, right? And the way a lot of the times we respond in kind is we already put fear in people. Most of the time we put fear in people just by being us, just by waking up in the morning. And that never leaves. So we are on a threat to society level, even when we not a threat to society. People look at us and they automatically assume the worst. Now, I'm not going to say it's everybody, but I know I can walk into certain places and I know I'm going to get a look. And you can tell when you're at a place as a black man. And probably as a black woman too, but especially as a black man, you can tell when you're at a place. And there's never going to be a level where we reach where we don't have to defend the fact that we are masculine. I think people want us to be alpha male all the time. It's alpha or nothing. And I'm not saying that that's not a good thing. That actually is a good thing. Because when you alpha, that means you don't take no stuff. You don't, you respect people, but you also look for that respect back. What I mean by that is we have to always be on go. We have to always defend ourselves in any form or fashion of disrespect. And when when disrespect is not met how we feel or how one of us feel it should be met, then we look like cowards, right? So with the Corey Holcomb thing, and the reason why I drew back to that is Corey had a decision to make. He could have bust off Anton, and matter of fact, I don't believe that he wouldn't have bust off Anton if he would have said what he said to him directly in his face. So when he was face to face with Anton, do I believe he wouldn't have hit him? Yes, I believe he would have hit him if he would have repeated what he said, but he didn't. And a lot of people felt like he was soft for not putting hands on him when he first said it. But Corey, you could tell when it happened. Which I say again, when it happened, look at Corey's face. You know, he's in disbelief of what he heard. And then it's like, so now it's to a point where I can, okay, you said that. Like, I now want to hurt him, right? And I understand it's in the masculinity part. You've been disrespected, and what he said to Corey, what Corey said to him, you could take it as disrespect, but it was very light. It was mild in reference to what Anton said. So, but he's contemplating. You can tell, you can see it, and he's contemplating like, yeah, I'm gonna hit this nigga. I should hit this nigga. I should go ahead and bust off on this mud. I should. You know what? You know what? Because I know what he's doing. And I think that's what I'm thinking he had in his head. I know what he's doing. But I'm going to see if he really about what he say. So he calling me out. He calling me this. I know I'm not this, but I don't appreciate him saying something like that. So I'm going to get in his face and we're going to do this direct. Say what you said. You know what I'm saying? But I respect what Corey did because he weighed, the atmosphere. But it's like people just claiming, hey, no, that man's soft because of just that. Just because he did what he did. Just because he didn't haul off and hit Anton. And you know what the funniest part is? A lot of people would say if he did hit him, let's say he did hit him, he did swing off on him, and he beat Anton up. Or if he didn't beat Anton up, but he wrecked his studio and stuff like that, and he did destroy that very expensive screen behind him. A lot of people would say, well, you was the idiot that fought. You was the idiot that hit him. You was the idiot that destroyed your set. You messed up. You were goofy. Right? He would have been called, most likely called a goofy by a couple of people. Like, you messed up your set. All for what? For words? See, it's always different. It's always different levels to everything. People saying he's a coward for not hitting Anton when he said what he said. How he ran away. How he didn't step out back. And mind you, he didn't step out back because Anton never said it again. So clearly, you being disrespectful. And if you really about that life, you will say it again, no problems. And get yourself hit in the face, but you didn't say it again when I was in your face directly. But that's the level that we have with each other. It's like you have to defend your honor, but if you defend it and you mess up everything that you have, well, now you stupid enough to do it. You was the one that did it. You decided to hit this man and lose your studio for a while. And now you got to pay for this very expensive piece of your set and everything like that. It's your fault. You didn't think. You weren't a smart man at the time. You couldn't handle your emotions. Now they're getting some emotions. You couldn't handle your emotions well enough to stay controlled in that situation. You really felt that way about what he said. So what he said that. That's what it would have got to. If he would have hit him, I'm telling you, it would have been people in his comments and the answer. Like, yeah, he was a clown, bro. He hit you for nothing. Because you said some words. He shouldn't be so sensitive. It's always back and forth with black men. It's always back and forth with us. Like, it's never no medium with what we can and what we can't do. No matter what we do, we wrong. That's why I say it wasn't a loss or it wasn't a win. You know what I'm saying? Either way it go. I think he kind of broke even on either side. But it's just like, what's masculinity? I know what my masculinity is. My masculinity says Corey did the right thing. And I know he would have been about that life if he would have said it again. So I don't think he did anything wrong. I don't think he, I think he did the smart thing, the most profound thing. And I also think if Anton really wanted to have that conversation again, if Corey invited him back, which I wouldn't even invite him back in necessarily that way, I would go on his platform. I would come to his side. And I want you to still stand by what you said. All that stuff you said. Right? Since you want to go on platforms, all right, let me come on your platform. We could do it again. And this way you can control the setting. And then I'll show you. I won't bring nobody. Corey might just do that. Corey might just do that, or Corey might have him back on the platform if Craig can get him to do it. But I would go on his platform, Corey. I would set it up to where you can go on his platform and be around his people and get to the bottom of what I was trying to get to. I think you could do it. But that's just the professionalism of this black man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he did the best thing you could. But when masculinity plays such a high part in what we are and what we do, and we kind of not allowed to be us in a moment, I guess, of sincerity. It's like you're a punk if you don't. You're a punk if you're a punk if you don't. You're a dummy if you do. And some people willing to say, I'll be a dummy. I'll be a crash out. I tore up my scene. I tore up everything. You know what I'm saying? I could, because the material stuff could be replaced and all that stuff. He just said that because he was scared. And that could be. That could be. I'm not even going to hold you. That might be the situation. But it still remains a fact that, yeah, it could have happened and you could have messed up a lot of stuff for yourself. So why do it? He was really thinking about it, but he didn't do it. And I think that was the best way to go about it. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a smart thing to do. I think he did the right thing. And I think he would still remain a masculine man just for doing it that way. Keeping it, I'm not going to say professional because they was all, calling each other out of each other's name and everything like that. But keeping it at a level where I'm not going to let you get me into a space where I pretty much mess up my stuff. But that's why I had a question of masculinity. Matter of fact, what does masculinity stand in the black community? What does it mean for us? Just let me know. I want to hear what y'all thoughts is on that. What does masculinity stand in the black community? What is right as far as being a black man with masculinity? I just got that question. I just want to see if you brothers can help me answer that one. But this is your boy Easy, most known unknown Easy. So I just wanted to come at y'all with that. I'll have it.